Hello, welcome to Before You Watch, where we discuss a current TV show and let you know all about it. And this episode, we are discussing The Beauty, which can be found on FX, Hulu, Disney Plus, anywhere else?
Pirate Bay. On the dark web. There you go. That's fitting with the show, isn't it?
That's right. And as of recording, episode 1, 2 and 3 are out now to view. So you can watch them before you listen to this if you want to, or you can listen to this first and then watch them afterwards and see if you agree with us or not.
Warning, there may be spoilers if you haven't watched it before.
Yes, I think there will be.
Oh,
seeing as we're talking about the show.
Not a warning, it's a promise.
So, The Beauty, what is it, you may ask?
Let's finish the podcast and end.
Have you got it, have you?
I've got The Beauty. Can you not tell?
Are you the actor before or after in casting?
Screw you, and I'm gonna actually combust in about 30 minutes time. So get ready for that. If only we had the resources and necessities to actually on this, because this is a video podcast, for actually ending it with me combusting. That would have been a lovely, neat little ending, quite eloquent. Just so you guys know, you can watch or listen to us on any of your favourite podcast apps, YouTube, Spotify and Apple. All the links on there is on our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. We cover all kinds of TV shows. We cover reality shows. And obviously we do dives into TV shows that have just been released. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. That's
right. So we've hinted at what this is about. I mean, this is a Ryan Murphy show.
Yes, very much a Ryan Murphy show. So, especially the first 10 minutes. I feel like that was classic Ryan Murphy fodder. It's like, right, this is the show you're getting, guys. It's going to be messy, and here we go. And
I've cast a celebrity.
And I've cast a celebrity. He is like, you know, the Scream. So in Scream, they got Drew Barrymore to do so, and blew the whole budget just for Drew Barrymore for the first 10 minutes. And they thought they'd never kill her in the first 10 minutes, would they? And lo and behold, they did. So it feels a bit like that, you know, where they kind of just got this huge meme-worthy celebrity. Ryan Murphy knows exactly, and he's able to get that pull as well, isn't he? He's able to get, because he got Meghan Trainor, he got that singer who sang Diet Pepsi, whose name always escapes me every time I'm about to say his name. Him.
Ben. Is it Ben? No, I don't know.
Ben. Let's call him Ben.
I can't remember his name.
Ben. Yeah. It's a wonderful version. You should listen to it. And
Isabella is Rossini as well. Do you know what I recognise her from? When she appeared on that yacht. The only thing she was in the film that this is very much like. Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her. Yes, she plays the woman who gives them the potion, and that's exactly what this reminds me of. It's like if it's the love child of the film Seven had a baby with the film Death Becomes Her. That's what it felt like this did, and I just thought, and they're two films I like. So
it's this show is a weird mix. It's like it reminds, because I've watched a lot of Ryan Murphy stuff. It reminds me of Nip Tuck with like the aesthetic and like the person of the week sort of thing, which we sort of began with when Jeremy was going to the doctors and stuff. And then, but like there's like action and there's spy and there's sci-fi, but there's also the beauty world and a comedy. It's like, it's so many genres mixed into one. It's like spy thriller, and then it's action scenes. And then there's stunt casting, and then there's funny scenes with Meghan Trainor getting thrown out of a window. Do you know what I mean?
I enjoyed
it's
very
like,
much.
It's like, where am I? What's happening? What's going on? It's a real big mix and blend of all sort of weird genres of Ryan Murphy.
I kind of wanted, when Meghan Trainor got thrown out the window, for her just to shout her final words, but it's all about the bags, and then just splat on the ground. Yeah. Do you think it feels like there's too many genres? Because when I first watched the first couple of episodes, I thought, this is like a sci-fi thriller because of the subject matter, and there's also a bit of a commentary, which Ryan Murphy loves a bit of a commentary, doesn't he? And this is a commentary he's done in the past before. It's like, what is really beautiful? Why is people's perception of beauty set raw, and an obsession, exactly. And it feels like that's like the torment inside Ryan Murphy's own mind. You know what I mean? It's like he feels the same way, and so he's trying to reflect it onto the public as a whole. But then, as you said, in the third episode, when there was that chase scene around Venice,
yeah.
It felt like a spy movie. It felt like a bit James Bond, and I was like, oh, hang on, what's happening here? And then you saw the assassin. Who came in, he's been ordered, because then you found out that so essentially a virus is being spread where people if they have sex with someone, so a bit like it's not a bit like, it's very much like an STI. They have sex with someone who has this virus. They then they basically have this kind of huge metamorphosis, like a moth turning into a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Right. They even get cocooned, don't they? And I expect Steve Guttenberg to suddenly appear and be like, "Hi everyone," and then they become super beautiful, like or what we imagine what beauty should be. But this, we found out in the last episode we've watched, that this was actually leaked accidentally to someone who's now selling it on the black market, spreading it as much as they can. But the person wants to basically kill anyone off who has it. So then Byron's the guy who created this virus,
Ashton Kutcher,
played by Ashton Kutcher, and he wants then to be able to sell it off, because he knows that, because they use Ozempic as an example. Ozempic came out and look, it's a £500 million company because of look at all the injections they're selling. This could be a £2 trillion company, because basically it's a metamorphosis. Everyone becomes beauty. You're not the uglies anymore.
But the downfall is that there's an error in it and you blow up after 2 years.
But then they said that's the mutation because it became
that's the dodgy one.
Yes, that's the dodgy version. So the one they stole was the dodgy version, or one of the prototypes before they perfected it.
So that's where the mix of genres come in, because you've got Evan Peters playing Cooper and then his FBI agent Jordan. So there's like a double act. So it's a bit X-Files.
It was very X-Files. Like Jordan and Cooper. Excuse me, I'm bad at names. Right. Jordan and Cooper were the Mulder and Scully, weren't they, of this series? And again, it felt like it was a murder of the week type situation. But then obviously it's going to be there's an arch throughout the whole thing.
So you've got that going on, and like there's lots of scientific jargon, which, to be honest, on this show, like the scientists are saying it to me. I'm not even going to bother looking into it, thinking about it. I'm just like, yep, I accept whatever you're saying. It's not airborne. It's a mix of this and that. It's like, yeah, I don't care about the cells and the this. No. I'm just going to accept. I'm just going to accept what the scientists are telling me. The special dialogue. Yep, I accept that. Let's just run with this, because I think if you look into this too hard, this happens quite a lot of Ryan Murphy things. If you try and look into it too much, and by the time you get to episode 12, it's become a big mess.
I mean, Ryan Murphy does have a tendency to kind of like manipulate the truth for the benefit of drama. Like he does it very much on his American, the ones when you follow the
American crime
stories. But they're done in a way that it has to fit a narrative that can then be a continuation. Yeah. With this is a made up story. This isn't actually happening. We don't think.
But it's based off a graphic novel series.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, okay. There is, I'm assuming, I've not looked into it too much, but I'm assuming there is a plan for Ryan Murphy to follow, because that's where he goes unhinged sometimes on his shows, when he's created it completely himself.
And it waters down
he just gets halfway through the series and it's like, well, what's happening? Here's a big twist, and then it all goes wrong. But when there's a set arc for him, it does restrain him a little bit. But this is such a wild show that like he's already mixing all the genres, so maybe, I don't know.
Sometimes Ryan Murphy does need to be slightly reeled in a little bit, and this isn't meant with any disrespect at all, but sometimes, as you say, he just takes it that step a little bit too far, where it stops being fun and it becomes a little bit like
yeah, because he does so many. I don't know how he has this much time. I don't know how he has time. He has so many shows.
He's taking the beauty.
Yeah, probably. He's putting Zion.
Yeah, he always got Bernard's watch, and he can just freeze time, and he's able to like make scripts and then start time again.
It's just mad. Like he's just done All's Fair, which was rated like one of the worst shows ever made. But
Series 2 coming very soon.
One of the highest rating. He's had the series Monsters, which he's just done the Ed Gein one,
which I really loved, but a lot of people apparently it wasn't well received, which really confuses me because I thought it was really fun.
He's got American Horror Story and then American Horror Stories.
Yes.
He's got 911 and then like all the spin-offs of 911.
Oh, he's got the Below Deck. Well, that's that cruise liner one.
That got cancelled. One
true,
series,
but he was doing it.
That.
But again, that was meant to be really like soapy and over the top. It was like a medical drama on a cruise ship, but it was like the most ridiculous things happened. Like a shark jumped on board and started eating people alive. You know,
and then
Ryan Murphy
on Disney they had Grotesquerie, which we've watched pretty much all of his shows, but we don't do 911. We watch Grotesquerie, and that's a prime example of him having a good concept. He had a good twist halfway through. Is meant to be a limited series, got to the series final and they said, oh, actually, we're going to make a series 2 now. And I read online before we watched the final, like, oh, it ends on a cliffhanger, and I just thought, I don't want to watch this.
Well, we
never watched the final episode because it's like, know when to finish and stop. So I'm hoping this isn't going to spiral. Like on episode 6 onwards, it's going to suddenly become a big mess. Is what I'm hoping it doesn't do. But at the moment, I'm enjoying all of it.
If he's following an already established story, and it's not an already established story that's based on true life, like O.J. Simpson or, the American crime stories, this is actually still fiction, but it's within the boundaries of fiction, then there's no reason why Ryan Murphy shouldn't stick to what he knows. And also, the original author of it probably has quite a high degree of influence in it. But you can definitely see this is distinguishably a Ryan Murphy show. Everything, the way it's filmed, the way it cuts to black when it goes to commercials. You know what I mean? It sounds like a silly thing to say, but that's like something Ryan Murphy always does. He used to do it in Glee. He used to be like, something used to happen and be like, boom, and then go to black. While other shows just kind of like fade to black, or he cuts to black. And like I said, the first 20 minutes of the show, or 10 minutes even, like when the model is doing the catwalk, suddenly feels thirsty, cracks someone's neck, takes the bottle, takes a motorcycle, starts shooting people. That is
very Resident Evil films. Like even her outfit on a motorbike, cool, badass woman. Yeah, it's all...
You're all going to die down there.
Style and substance. And I mean, looking at the executive producer roles, does this ring alarm bells? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 executive producers. Half of them are the actors.
Again, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because in order to get actors to do something on a smaller pay, they give them an executive producer role.
Every single one is.
But it's classic American television now. They give
makes them, you feel bigger.
It makes them feel like they're more. And also an executive producer kind of, I mean, you don't know what work they're doing. An executive producer, apparently, they're all doing this extra work then on top of having to act, learn scripts, so on and so forth. We don't know that's true or not. They're still, like I say, it's just executive producer, wink wink, by name only. But I couldn't say that with any positivity or truth.
One of the weird things in this as well is obviously when they get this STI. So I call it an STI? This thing.
Well, it is, unless they get it from Byron directly. It's being transmitted through sexy time.
But you change. And we saw that with the character of Jeremy, who was this sort of incel, chronically online, lonely guy who was he hated how he looked. He hated everything about him. He could never get women.
Relatable. Bar the women bit.
And so he got this stuff and this procedure, and then the actor changed. I mean, is this a bit difficult actor-wise when you'll get a call and you say, oh,
yeah, you're going to be the worst version of someone.
Got a Ryan Murphy show. It's like, oh, good, Ryan Murphy. I've got work for life now. And then it's like, well, actually, you're playing the ugly version of you. And it's like, okay. But like the FBI agent woman...
We've not seen her as the new version of her yet, but yes, to be arguably, Jordan, or the actress who plays Jordan, is a very, very attractive woman. And I have to stress here, the guy who played Jeremy before Jeremy is also a very, very good looking guy.
Yes.
He's a lovely guy, and he's just, he's just not, as you say, conformity.
Yeah, he's not thin and pretty.
But he kind of confused us a little bit, because there was that scene when he went to the cosmetic surgeon and he had
facial work.
But no, I didn't.
Sexy Squidward face.
Sexy Squidward face. That's what he had. And it kind of confused me a little bit, because I thought, was that him having the STI?
Yeah, is that him having, and they're trying to do that for the rest of the series. And the makeup's good, but like during that nightclub scene, it was
you could see it was makeup.
Yeah.
You could see it was putty on his face. It was like the Bart Simpson scene when all the putty falls off his head.
But yeah, luckily that wasn't it. But like, again, very extreme. Like Jeremy walks in, shoots everyone, tells the doctor, I will need to do this, and the doctor's there chopping up bodies and
covering up the murder that Jeremy had caused.
It's like as if this happens every week. He didn't seem that distressed. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, but we'll just accept it.
This is Ryan Murphy fodder. Again, Ryan Murphy doesn't need to fill in the smaller details when it's fiction. He can just kind of like concrete over them and be like, yeah, they never did find out. But it made sense to me that Jeremy had that, because Jeremy was promised so much by the cosmetic surgeon. He then went to that nightclub. Those girls were clearly playing him. Well, they're obviously playing him so they could rack up a bar bill for him to pay. And so he was already a very fragile, very scared young man. This made him more fragile, more insecure. And in America, obviously, we know it's quite easy just to kind of get a weapon if you need one. And he just went and then started shooting. But it's interesting. At first, it did feel a bit stark when it happened in the first episode. But then when you got to the third episode and he met the assassin, Antonio,
it
started to make sense. Because Jeremy, it's almost a trigger had happened at that point, and he always had it in him that it wasn't necessarily just that he wanted to be beautiful and have sex, but he also wanted to live. And the way for him to live was the thrill of knowing that he was in control of other people's destinies.
And the assassin saw something in him.
He did.
Because the other guy who gave Jordan the beauty STI, he was hung up in a hotel. I mean, these hotel rooms as well, all of them are going to be like the biggest state. Like, these people were bubbling on the floor, making these sacks like on this marble. Do you know, it's like, what's going on? But anyway,
the cleanup bill was added to the room later.
So he killed him without really thinking about it, but he didn't kill Jeremy. And it was a bit like, well, why is he keeping him around? But he kind of sees him as like a protege because he sees that thing in him where he can kill, and he didn't beg to not be killed when he was going to be assassinated. He was like, please just kill me.
Yeah, just kill me. I've had the thrill. I've become beautiful. I've kind of got everything I've asked for.
And we learned as well that the assassin he's like 65, but he looks like 30, 35-ish.
I think he's in his 20s.
So he's had the good version of this, and we think Ashton Kutcher's character, the businessman, has had it.
Yes,
but I'm assuming the woman
Franny, I think that's his wife.
And she hasn't.
But she's declined to take it. Well, we'll guess we'll find out whether she was offered it or not. Maybe Byron was a bit of a dickhead and decided, I'm not going to give it to my wife.
Was she sat in the cafe when Bella Habib went in and pushed everyone over in the intro? Because there was that woman in there eating breakfast, reading newspaper, and she didn't seem fazed by what was happening. And they kind of showed her. She had sunglasses on and her hair was gelled the same way. I don't know if that was the same woman.
Honestly, I can't remember. I can't think back to that. We know that Byron and Franny, I know it's unrelatable, but we know Byron and Franny have a child, and their child is very much got a problem with drugs. We've not met him or her. I think it's him, isn't it? That yet.
Antonio has a child as well, doesn't he? The assassin.
Does he mention it too?
But he doesn't see him.
Well,
so.
It wouldn't be surprised me if the twist is that Franny and Byron's child is actually Antonio's child. But maybe this is what I mean. Maybe Franny was in the Paris restaurant because she was visiting someone, and it just coincidentally happened at the same time. Maybe. Because she could have been there because we don't know whether these, because the model at the beginning of the episode
Bella Habib
wasn't the only model or person this has happened to. They found out in the police report that 3 others it had happened to. And it's only now Byron is now getting Antonio to kind of clean up the mess. Very well said. Clean up the mess. So why hasn't Antonio gotten round to those 3 other people yet?
Well, some of them have exploded, haven't they? The ones that were models, it's like they said it takes about 2 years. And then they explode because this is the dodgy one. And it's people like Jeremy who there's no background in being a model or taking photos yourself on Instagram. They literally come from nowhere, so it's really hard to link them all.
And they close their social media accounts as well, so they have no digital footprint either.
But the next thing I'll ask is that Jordan, obviously the FBI partner, she's had it unwillingly.
Yes.
She's thirsty. We've not really seen what's happened to her.
She was thirsty and she is now thirsty.
So we don't know what's happened to her. We've not seen her or anything. She's just kind of gone missing, and all the FBI are being very sort of hush-hush about it. I don't know if
the FBI actually know, because Cooper got arrested by the Venetian police, and then he got taken to be checked to make sure that he hadn't caught the disease, because they keep saying it's not airborne, but they're all very cautious about it in case it could be.
Don't want to explode.
And in the meantime, they said, by the way, your partner, we've lost track of her and we don't know where she's gone. So Jordan has obviously gone somewhere on her own accord. So we don't really know whether it was on her own accord or whether something has happened. Maybe Antonio's caught up with her, because we know that Antonio had already caught up with the guy who gave it to her. So surely it would be easy to kind of link them two together.
Yeah, maybe him and Jeremy are going to hunt her down next then. Yeah. Maybe. But she's the key here. She's FBI. She knows what's going on.
She's FBI. She's beautiful.
She needs to tell them, this is what happened. This is how it's transferred.
Well, she now has it in her. Yeah, she has it in her. But don't forget, the FBI also have
the Meghan Trainor people.
Or more people. The Meghan Trainor people, yes.
That scene. The Meghan Trainor scene, that cafe.
Because one of Meghan Trainor's friends had exploded, because she obviously had it 2 years prior. And a few of them had either got it in their mouths or in their eye. And so it can be passed on that way. Yes. So they've contained them in a kind of like an isolation room just to see what happens. Now, from what I got the impression, it's pretty instantaneous after sex. Maybe it takes a little bit longer if it's done through a different means, but none of them had transformed like these people. And that had been at least a day since that had happened. So I feel like FBI they're hoping that one of them will transform at least, so that they're able to then take the blood sample from that person to then able to distinguish what kind of virus this is. That's my
I mean, once it's out there, it's hard
synopsis.
to stop, as we know, with all these diseases.
I know.
Around,
Riddled with the world, am I?
It's interesting to see where this is going to go. So we've got 12 episodes. I mean, would you willingly take this substance from Brian? Would you take the dose?
Brian? Who's Brian? He's a very naughty boy. Byron, I would, I don't know. It's a fictional story. I don't think I'm too old in the tooth now. I don't care. I just want to live my twilight years and
if
retire.
in series 2, if any actor needs to leave or be recast, it's quite an easy get out clause. They'll be like,
but if they need anyone, of course I'm here.
You have to make Evan Peters sexy, won't they?
Can you imagine if they made me the before? Well, you're talking about that. Throughout the series, episode 1, it was all about Cooper and Jordan talking about each other, about how Cooper went on a date and he was told his teeth were too grey and by the woman, and he kind of said, I didn't notice it before. And then he told the story, which I said to you, is like, I've heard this story before through a meme. So it feels like a little bit like, oh, okay, I went on TikTok and found it. So in Japan, what they do is they take broken items and they mend them with gold. So they see the impurities as part of its beauty. So as Cooper said, like, I see my grey teeth as part of my beauty. But Jordan was the opposite. She was like, well, every day I looked at, because she had a breast enlargement just before. And she said, every day I see my breasts or my body and I think I don't look correct. And this breast enlargement has given me the confidence. But where does it end? Where does it keep going? Keep going. And also, we don't know, as you said, Jordan's gone missing. Is Jordan ultimately happy about having turned out this way? Because the last time we saw Jordan, she looked herself in the mirror and she noticed that her tummy
bum,
and her bum had kind
bigger.
of exaggerated a little bit, and she screamed, not of excitement like Jeremy was muscle flexing.
She didn't. Oh yeah, That's so funny.
She was. I know Jeremy's
so
muscle
incel
flexing.
behavior that he's like literally on the phone to someone like flexing his muscle. It's like okay,
but he was having sex with a woman and doing this. Come on, baby! Oh, Jeremy, stop it.
Still got the ick.
We were rooting for you, mate. But so Jordan doesn't seem that happy with the change.
Well, she's probably freaked out. She didn't know what was going on. She looked in the mirror.
But Jeremy didn't know what was going on, and he saw this different person.
That's true. He liked it, didn't
he? And he loved it. So
I feel sorry for the actors, though. Like, I liked her as an actor, and now she's not going to be in it. And it's like, well,
do you think they would have recast her?
Well, it says that she's played by a different actress from episode onwards.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So yeah, someone else is portraying
Jessica
her
Alexander
after the transformation.
Performs after the transformation. Oh, goodness.
So a 26-year-old's playing her, and the actress who originally played is 43.
But she is beautiful. That's what I can't get my head around. It's like Jordan, the actress is beautiful.
I know, it's a bit like, but
how can you perfect perfection, Ryan Murphy? But then I suppose, I don't know, because there's obviously, as you said about, there's the Mulder and Scully kind of smouldering love relationship as well between Cooper and Jordan.
Maybe he won't like her.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Cooper's going to be like, oh, now you are. But then that's kind of telling on Cooper, because maybe Cooper's always kind of had a high estimation on himself. So he kind of maybe likes that he's fooling around with someone who's maybe not as pretty as he is. We don't know Cooper's deep character yet.
If he has time, he's too busy fighting in the streets of Venice, isn't he, with bricks and ladders.
I mean, that scene was outstanding.
Handcuffs.
Like, it was like watching James Bond, like on steroid. Like, yeah, those two agents that were following him were like, they got battered.
But they
One
were
of them
also
died.
on that stuff as well, weren't they? But does it kind of make you
I thought
strong?
they were part of the Venetian police.
They said they had the STI as well.
No, I think it does make them strong, because when Antonio
Jeremy was strong, wasn't he?
Once Jeremy passed on the STI to the girl he met at the bar, they went to kill her, essentially, Antonio and Jeremy, and she was suddenly like this monster, this kind of like insanely strong, and so is Jeremy for that reason as well. Jeremy's suddenly become
Bella
very strong.
Hadid. Let's not forget, she broke everyone's necks.
She broke her own leg.
I love how all these models are blowing up and like dying, and they're like, well, we couldn't link them. And it's like, well, there's like 4 models who have all blown up wanting water and like during a catwalk broken people's necks. I think that would go viral online, don't you?
I think prior to that it happened once, so they thought it was a one-off incident, and then George Rabib had done it, and then they dug up that there was another one as well, but it was never recorded on film.
If people were blowing up, combusting,
human combustion,
people would be linking these to the thing. That's what I'm saying. The
Remember
FBI
in the
needs to be
90s,
better.
it was like a big thing about like this was
Yeah,
the 90s
human combustion,
This was when like a big thing about aliens. Because of X-Files, everyone was obsessed with like aliens and ghosts and poltergeists, and human combustion like came along, and everyone was like, I remember when a friend of mine was saying to me like, it's true because the person who human combusted, they found their teeth in the stairwell and they were biting down on the wood because they were in that much pain. I was like, okay.
I know it was a big like early internet
Sensation,
culture, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The human combustion thing. I remember all the dodgy websites which had alleged pictures of it.
Yeah.
They're very weird.
All good. So are we carrying on to watch this then?
Yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't spiral into insanity. But for what I've seen so far, I'm enjoying. I like how like high budget it is as well. Like all the action scenes, you can tell so much money went into even like the intro with Bella Hadid on the motorbike. Like there was so many cuts and shots and closed roads, and it's just like this must have cost a fortune to make.
I see. Funny you should say that. I didn't get that feeling. I didn't feel that glossy kind of.
I did with the
film,
action
like,
scenes,
action
like all
scenes.
through Venice as well, and like do you know, it's like you can like, just how many different shots there are automatically tells you how much money they've put into it.
Hence why we only have the single shot.
Exactly. And you're not combusting.
£10, you'll be grateful for it, then, ladies and gentlemen.
But it's number one streaming. It's like it's had loads of downloads. So once again, Ryan Murphy's number one.
He always is. It's like if Ryan Murphy attaches his name to something. I mean, if Ryan Murphy wants to attach his name to this podcast, it would be a completely different podcast for one. But also, I think we'd just shoot up the charts.
Well, he'd recast us with two sexy, like the people who he always. Although this is for Ryan Murphy, this isn't like normally he uses the same people all the time. This one so far,
Evan Peters
and Jeremy. Yeah, the guy who plays Jeremy has been in a few things, but everyone else I don't recognise from previous. Ryan Murphy show. So
I like Ashton Kutcher, by the way. Ashton Kutcher's never been someone who's been on my radar of like, oh, I really love their shows they do. And that's nothing against Ashton Kutcher. He has a niche and he sticks to it. But in this, playing a much more it's almost like comically serious role. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's like the almost kind of over the top villain, but not really. And as that, I actually love him in this. So actually, I'm really enjoying Ashton Kutcher in this series. So I'm pleased that I'm able to finally say with because a lot of people love Ashton Kutcher. I'm pleased to say that I can say, well, yes, I like him in this. No, I don't. I don't have nothing against Ashton Kutcher whatsoever, but it's just not my cup of tea on the shows he's made necessarily. That's the only reason. I'm a fickle man.
There's 11 episodes, so it's quite a long for modern day TV. It's quite long. It's not like 6 or 8. It's 11, and Ryan Murphy has co-written every single episode, which is unlike him. Normally, he does like the pilot and the last 2.
Yeah.
So again, he just has so much time on his hands.
Well, this is obviously, from saying that, this feels like this is a bit of a passion
One
project.
that he actually cares about.
Yeah, this is a bit of a passion project for Ryan Murphy. He's not kind of like handed it over to someone else to do after giving the concept. So that fills me with excitement to see, because when was the last time Ryan Murphy actually had so much involvement in series? Because to say he created something doesn't mean he had involvement.
Yeah, because a few of them he's like the producer and he writes like 1 or 2. But yeah, I do wonder how hands-off he is on some of them. But this one, I'm guessing he's a bit more hands-on. So we'll see. Let us know as well if you're watching it, if you enjoyed it, what you think, if you're going to carry on watching it.
Absolutely.
And what other shows you want us to cover.
Absolutely. And you can do that by going to our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. And on there, you can watch us on YouTube, Spotify. And underneath the video, you can comment. You can also like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or any of your favorite podcast apps, please don't forget to follow us on them as well. And if you like the podcast and you want to help us monetarily, go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And on there, you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation.
Lovely. Right. So as the intro plays, I'm just going to go grab a bottle of water. See you soon. Goodbye.